Hey y'all, Venture Brad here, and want to get into doing some macro photography with my phone. So I ordered up a couple of lenses. Originally just started just getting a lens. Actually, I think this was the first kit that I kind of saw. I was like, oh yeah, I'll grab that up and go from there. And then I saw a couple other kits, and like this kit looked really similar to this kit, but they spec'd them all differently, so I don't know. Some are really expensive, like this one is like 130, 160. We'll talk about that. Some are fairly expensive, like less than 40 bucks. So let's get into this. So this one is the Xeno Pro. The cheat sheet here is $40 off Amazonian. They claim 15 times magnification. And then there's 20,000 4-star reviews on Amazon. So this one was like, okay, this is gonna be the one to beat. And you can totally tell they're trying to emulate like a regular lens. I guess is 52 millimeter thread, like regular camera. It's got a really good feel in the hand. This is one of the first things I notice I don't like about it. There's two separate. There's lens cap here, but every time you have to physically hold this ring and pull this off. So I was kind of wondering what was going on there. There is separate optics here, and like I said, this is super wide. This is macro. If you put this on the camera and get right up to something, it's right up on something. It's no good at all. So I don't like that. I wish I kind of knew what was going on here more, but we'll get into this lens when we get it on the camera here in a minute. It comes with this EVA style hard case, which doesn't fit the lens on the mount very well. So that makes it kind of hard. It does come with a cool little clip-on light that you just click, and it's got 3 different modes and off. It has a USB micro port, which is kind of half takes the demerit away, because man, I hate, can't we just all go to USB-C and all be friends and I only have to carry one cable? This thing also has the really awesome feature that everybody seems to want to put in their lights, which is just stupid. I don't need SOS mode, and most of those say OS. But whoever puts this stuff, and I can't even get it turned off, on their lights, and this is also just a short press, turn it on and off, which I don't like, and that's why I keep getting the strobe mode, is because I long press everything now to turn it on. That stuff should be clipped to the inside of the eye blinders, and they should be made to sleep with that stuff, because every light has a strobe mode. I hate it. Moving on, because it's not a light review, is the clippity clip that it comes with. Let's just go ahead and get alright, my setup going here. Wasn't as ready as I thought it was for this. Now, testing here, this is a Pixel 4. I use it because it's de-googled. Yeah, this is the camera testing. This is the main lens, which is the wide, higher optic lens, so that's the one that we're going to be using. When you go to clip these things on, this one has like sights, but they don't really, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. And the biggest problem with all of these is like, at least this one kind of covers up the edge and gets right down on the lens. Now, I had to take my case off, obviously, to do all this, because with the case on, unless the case is flush with this raise of the lens, it's going to affect it. But with this big a hole, I'm worried about a little light bleed coming in there. So it's really hard to line up this way. If you do line it up, the problem with that is it's so susceptible to twist. As soon as you twist this bad boy on, it's done. So this is the Xeno. I'm going to move on here to, this is an A-pixel. Now there's 2 A-pixels, so I might as well just do these side by side. Save you guys a little time. These were different lenses because they marketed this one up so much more. But when you're looking at them here, I can't tell a difference. Now I marked. Let's see. The one with the light, yeah, it has the dot on it here. Now just looking at them initially, I can't tell any difference. Now, I'm not a pro. If anything, this one here might have some sort of an amber haze to it, but they're both marked the same. This one actually cost, without the light, costs $38. With the light, costs $46. So if you want the light, I guess that's the difference, is you're paying the difference in the light. So these both come with nice little Lindsay caps for both sides. This one has this mounting ring on the Exino or whatever Pro was different. I don't know what thread pitch that is. They might say it, but it's weird and huge. All of these, minus the shift cam, are M17, and the pitch is 0.75, and so these are all compatible. Now this mount, the Exino, I like because I don't get these screws. That's just, I'm not going to clamp things that hard on my phone. I don't want to distort the screen, and I don't recommend you do either. Now this one's a little bit harder to line up, but I like that the ring's small enough inside to avoid any light bleed. Like this one, compared to the Exino, because it has that big broad surface, it really sits down there and square and flat. This one really doesn't. It wants to sit kind of, you got to be careful with the pitch angle here. But it does fit down in there nice. This appears to be a nice little metal ring inside, so total bonus is there. The lens just screws right onto that. Again, I recommend just screwing the lens on, looking down through the glass, and lining your camera lens up on there. So that's this one. And then here's this guy. Now this is USB-C, and again, these appear to all be the same lens. Just get this out of the way here too. The non-light version comes with just this little Pucci case and a lens cloth. This one comes with this EVA case and a lens cloth, and the spring-on camera mount that has a 1/4-20 on it. I'm assuming that's 1/4-20. I haven't checked it. A light that you have to long press to turn on, and then 3 modes. It's USB-C. They say like about 2 hours on the website, but I don't know if that's low, medium, or high. But yeah, you're not going to use this as a studio light like I am with my little walk around light right now. But yeah, so that's that. Let me go ahead and turn this. Oh, that's how you change. Okay, so this is, that button changes the intensity, and then this one changes the color temperature. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so there's 3 different color temperatures and 3 different intensities. Okay, I was about ready to knock it because it said that it had that on the website and it didn't. But let's go ahead and long press this, turn it off. Now the hole through here is a little bit bigger on here, and you got to do some dilling around to get this on here. So this up, again, main camera, get this thing centered. Now in terms of like the best mount, hands down, of this whole review is this one. Now I guess this is a good time to talk about this. I don't like this light. It doesn't really work good because it's behind the lens. The lens shrouds it so heavily. But I do like the fact that you can get it on there, you can center it up, and it fits. Now, I guess the light could be handy, and for like the $8 difference, you could get the light. But I would count on it, like if you're not going to do like I'm going to do and 3D print your own little mount to fit your phone, and because I'm me, and I like repeatable, I would get this mount or lens system, even if you decide to go with one of these other M17 7.5 pitch red mounts, just for how well, like, this thing clips right on, and if you put a couple of dabs of glue down in the corners so this piece couldn't slide, do something like E6000 that you could remove in case you get a different phone in the later. Like, this thing clips on really quick. You got to align it back and forth in one axis. So once you get this axis done, you know, say Y axis, your X axis was just bam. The one big downside to it is, I don't know how well you guys could see, but down in here is my power button. And so I have to turn the phone on, deal around with it, and then, because if I let it unlock, then I got to reach in there. Now, if I was going to keep using this case, I'd probably just keep a toothpick with me or do something. And it also comes with these little foam wedges that might meant to prevent that, and you can screw around with that. But regardless, this is a pretty cool case. If you wanted to go one step forward, you could even glue, like, get it all lined up, glue a fence on here, just on this side, the non-movable side that's fixed. And then that way when you pop this on, the whole thing would just right on. And that would be a really slick setup right there. Many reasons. It makes me think and ponder it more. Besides the fact that it'll push with my case on there, it pushes the lens out, lets light in, and you really want to work hard to keep that lens as close as possible to your camera lens, because the further you get it away, it's like extension tubes, and it will add to magnification, but it also lets in less light, so your image will be darker and not as crisp. So I just looked, and this is 15 minutes long, so I'm sorry guys, this is not the video I want it to be, but apparently this is going to be a fairly long video. So yeah, 46 bucks. The one at the light is got 39 stars at 3.5, and both of these claim 100 millimeters of working distance, f1.8, and then the one with no light has got 1,500 4-star reviews. So whatever. But I will say that for our testing of our M17 lights or mount things, we are going to use this one because it is a solid, good mount that I think we can keep pretty repeatable. Moving on to the two that we're really looking for, or that I'm really itching about, because these are a big jump in price. Now this one is the Case Cam with a K. They make other bigger camera accessories that seem to be fairly well reviewed. So I have kind of high hopes for this, because they're not just a phone camera lens maker like these guys are. That they actually have a deeper market than that. So that, you know, you make a crappy phone camera lens, it's easy to jump out of the market and make something else. But if they're putting their name on this, you know, it might be something. Out of the box feel, this is hands down the best like lens to hold in your hand. Like, you could already tell I'm just like, I want to play with it. Like, it's got this nice lens cap that pops on here. The one on this side is like ultra heavy duty, to the point where I kind of worry about ripping the little tabby tab off. But man, look at this lens. This thing is sharp. Look at that big old. So, and I'm gonna actually use its competitions. So again, the Case one, they're factory, and that makes me worry about the lens inside. Like, there's a lot of dust like in the case and everything, and I hope there's nothing in. There's a hair right there. Where'd that hair come from? Alright, so I'll spend time addressing that off camera before we put it on. But yeah, this fits really good. Now the case again is an M17. It comes with a little spray bottle, I guess, for misting your subjects. This neatly hotel pillow laid up cover, a ND filter adapter, because there's nothing on the front of it here with actual threads. This actually fits fairly securely. I just don't like the idea of having to push someone on and off. But it's better magnetic, less chance of light bleed or whatever. It comes with a clippity clip. I like it because it's got a floating foot to help square up, so it doesn't have that issue of the Apexel one wanting to do. Like, they need to marry these two together. That needs that floating foot on here. But because this is just a generic like melt-in brass ring for something or other, this lets in a lot of light when you put it up on the camera. Like, look at all that light bleed off to the side. That's just huge. Everything down the side there is just, it's all gonna pour in light all through there. So I don't like that. So their mount kind of gets a demerit for that, at least for my style of phone. So that's a case light. Again, all these lenses, you shake them, there's no rattles. or anything like that. Now this is the shift cam. Now this is, okay, so yeah, the case light, 40 to 85. I don't, man, I'm sorry, case, I'll put it down there, the focal length, because I'm sure they list that. This is the shift cam. Now the case cam was 98 bucks. The shift cam, this is all before taxes and current prices of when I bought it, is 10 times 75 to 100 millimeters working length. And like I said, it's 130 bucks. But you either got to buy a phone case, which is like $15, $20 if they have one. They have this little adapter ring thing for an iPhone, one of the flavors that I bought, because it showed on the Amazon pictures that it had a brass ring in it. And I'm like, oh, yep. Because I kind of just assumed this lens was going to win, just because of all the online reviews. But I don't want to assume too soon. And I don't actually know yet, because I haven't tried mounting these up and comparing them. So yeah, there's this one here. But it doesn't come with any inner lens caps. But the case that it does come with, and it comes with this little, you saw me brushity brush with the spluger on the side, on the end. It's kind of disformed. And it comes with the lens cloth and this case. Now this case for field work I like the best. Now apparently they have a whole series of lenses, and that all have what it is on the top, but on the carabiner. But I like this because I can clip this to my shirt pocket or something like that, and maybe a little better carabiner, and or a smaller carabiner. But then I could pop this right open. I got my lens right there. In a way, I wouldn't use the lens caps in the field, because I'd just lose them and have to worry about them. But I would like to have some for at home in case this got destroyed or I wanted to use in a different scenario. So that's kind of a lens letdown. So there we go. Those are our contenders in this match. And at 20 minutes into this video, let's get to putting them on the stand and showing them what we're doing. All right, so for the Xeno, we're just going to use the mount that came with it. And I'm going to try to do my best to line it up by looking down through it. All the M17 mounts, we're going to use this bad boy right here, for reasons that I've already discussed. Now the camera rig is just this slider that I knocked together with parts that were in my kitchen drawer. This is our subject mount. I'm going to try to set focus on his eyes, but I want to try to see how far, by having the blade of grass next to him, the subject off to the side and throughout him and everything, how much of him stays in focus through all that. The grass for a little bit more detail. And so that's going to be our subject, and I'm going to try to make this as repeatable as possible. Alright, here's the setup. The camera, slider, I'm moving it forward till it says that with the stock Pixel 4 app. Moving it back out till it just stops saying that. Nice and carefully as possible. Avoid shake. Hit the camera shutter button. Take a picture. And the camera lens, the front of his feet. I'm gonna call that 40 millimeters. 40 millimeters. And this is for the Apex lenses. Alright, second up here is our true view from the front of the lens to his feet. And call that 27. Alright, so next up is the case cam on the Xeno Beano mount. This is just a poorly thought out part of it. So I'm gonna call wow case. I'm getting 40. That's 45 millimeters, folks. But it's noticeably a tighter image. My USPS must have heard their ears burning, because right before I went to shot the segment here on the shift cam, look at the $30 mount showed up. Now it is a nice mount. I gotta hand them to that. Like it's well made. It's, seems to be nice and square, which it should be for being, cast or whatever they do here, some sort of alloy. But just the fact that you're spending $130 on a lens, you should give me a 2-cent little clippity on job at a bare minimum without having to do this. So anyways, let's get it mounted and see what pictures the shift cam takes. All right, huge demerit here. I don't know what you're doing here, shift cam, but the end of this thing here is fixed to the screw. So when you turn it, all this thing wants to do is walk around. For $30, you guys could have had that in a loose-footed end that would just swivel when you turn this. Jiminy criminy. Got the case lens on, and it's just kind of neat to actually got this focused all the way back, and I'm trying to get on an even plane with both of them. So I can get them both in focus. Oh, and I just noticed there's a spider right off the back here. Having lunch. So cool. Well, after screwing out those lenses, playing out in the field, I discovered the best camera for my cell phone is this one. This is the TG7. And we'll have a review on that later on. So until next time, happy picturing.